For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kim Garnett. I am the owner of Brainy, and we help novice course creators create and launch courses that sell. Generally, marketing and technology assistance and training is what we do in our service base and our online education piece of our business. So I get a ton of questions. I'm one of Thinkific's experts, so I'm listed on their expert directory for setup assistance and marketing assistance. And I get a ton of questions from people, and a lot of them are the same time after time. So I love answering the questions, but I thought it would be a great opportunity to go live for the next 4 Thursdays and do Thinkific Thursdays, as I give you some tips for what you can do to maybe enhance the platform or better utilize the platform, maybe some pieces of the platform that you might not know about or haven't thought about. So if you have any comments or questions for me, feel free to drop them below, and do me a favor and share this video out with anyone that you think might benefit from it. So today I thought we would start with talking about completion, course completion. So obviously without a quality course, it's going to be really hard to keep people engaged enough to get through it. But if you've created a great course, high quality, and you have designed it in a way that it helps people achieve the results that they want to get, that you're promising that they will get in the course, then they're going to complete it. But when they complete it, it's not the end of the process. It's actually sort of the beginning of the next part of the process. So generally, online educators have other components of their business. It might be coaching and consulting. It might be a continuity program like a membership site or a community where they can continue their learning, can continue talking with the people or being part of the community of like-minded people who've also taken your courses. So it's a great time to sort of move them on to the next thing that you want them to do. So we're going to kind of dive into a few different ways that you can utilize the Thinkific platform to help you move those students onto the next part, whatever that may be. So I'm just going to go on to Facebook. I'm just going to monitor it on my phone here so I can see if there's any comments. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to drop them in the comment box below. I would love to answer them for you. So let me just pull up my live here on my phone. And if you are here with me, please feel free to say hello in the comments and let me know that you have joined me live. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to do a screen share here, and we're going to start looking at a few different ways, 3 specific ways on Thinkific, on the platform, that you can actually move your students into the next thing. So let's do a screen share here. And we're just going to go into a test course of mine on my Thinkific platform that I've set up so I can show you how to be able to utilize these features. So once you're in your course admin dashboard where you add your curriculum, change your settings, add your pricing, etc., there is a link over here on the left called Course Progress and Completion. This is an often missed part from my experience. Clients aren't utilizing this. My clients, my students aren't necessarily utilizing this. And this is the first way that I would encourage you to help move your students into the next action, whatever that action is going to be. So the first part up here is really about helping them get through the course. So you can have your video lessons on autoplay. So when they click the complete and continue button on a lesson, and the next lesson is a video lesson, it will automatically start. Now, the con to this is that you don't know that they're quite ready to start that next lesson. So this is really about course progress more than course completion. So you may enable this, you may not enable this. It really depends. I like to actually not have this enabled because I want my students to press the play button on that video when they're ready to start engaging with it. I don't want it to start playing automatically necessarily. This next piece here, this video completion percentage required, this is, you know, if someone's watching a video, a video lesson in your course, and they get bored at 10 or 15 or 20% and they click the complete and continue button at the bottom, they're not going to get the intended results because you've obviously put that full video in there for a reason. So if you want to make sure that they can't click that complete and continue button and therefore can't actually complete the course until they watch the whole video, then you could change this completion percentage to 90% or 100%. Once they watch then the whole video, they can click on the complete and continue button below and it will mark their progress as having completed that lesson. So these two pieces up here are really more about the progress, but because they're on the progress and completion screen, I thought I would show you those as well. This next part here, this chapter completion, is really about, so there is when you have reviews enabled for this particular course or for a particular course, at the end of every module or chapter, a box pops up. And so let me just show you what happens here so that I can show you how to disable that if you want to. Hello to anyone who's joined me. Please feel free to drop your name. Let me know where you're from in the comments below. We're talking about course completion and how to move students through to the next step, whatever that may be. So I'm just here again in my test course. I'm just in the preview part of it here. And I've got my, let's just go back here for a second because I've got this marked. Take that off. Let me just go back to preview this. Sorry, I've got to keep moving myself out of the way here. Okay, so when they complete and continue a module, so let's just continue and complete and continue. Oh, maybe I don't have it enabled for this one. What happens at the end of a chapter normally when you have reviews enabled for a course, you are going to, that student is going to get a pop-up that says, do you want to rate this course or do you want to continue? Now, ideally, they're not rating the course at the end of module 1, for instance. So you might want to disable that altogether. So they actually don't see that pop up. They just move on to the next lesson. Once they're done all the lessons in one module, they just move on to the next lesson. So if we click this disable chapter completion message, then it won't show that pop up at the end of each chapter that asks them to rate this course. If you want them to rate the course after the first or the second module, you may have specific reasons why you want to do that. Then you can leave it enabled. But if you don't want them to see that, then you can click this and they won't see that after every chapter. Angel, great. Glad you joined me. Thank you. So let's move down this page here. So again, we're in the course admin settings, course progress and completion. And now we're on the course completion section of your settings here. So if you are going to enable completion certificates, meaning you want them to get a certificate when they complete the full program, you can click this. Now you do need to set that up in Accredible, which is in another section of your Thinkific site. You set it up in Accredible, which is a third-party software that's already integrated with Thinkific so that you can create your own certificates, a certificate of completion, or maybe they need it for CEUs or credits. Then you might want to have completion certificates. And again, guys, you may not be seeing some of these components because different plans show different parts. So I'm on the Pro Plus Growth plan for this, so I have access to all of these different components. If you're on one of the basic or the free plan, you may not have access to, for instance, completion certificates. So if completion certificates is an important component for you, then you're going to want to make sure that you're on the right Thinkific plan to integrate those. So we set up our completion certificates in Accredible, and then we go ahead and connect it here. We can also add an expiry date that the certificate expires on. So we could say 365 days after, whoops, let me go back here, 365 days after that certificate is issued, it expires. So maybe you have a program where they have to get certified every year. this would be a use case for using how many days after issuing. Okay, so I'm going to delete that for now. Actually, let's enable it for now. And let's go down here. If you've just joined me, leave a comment below. If you're joining me later and watching the replay, please feel free to leave your Thinkific questions and comments in the comment box below. So this is the one piece that is really, really important. When they get to the end of your course, they are going to see a custom completion page if you have this enabled. This is where you move them into action. So again, continuity program, maybe coaching and consulting, maybe another course. This is what you want to, congratulations, you finished the course, but also what's their next step? They've bought a course from you, they've completed the course, so now it's time to talk to them about what comes next for them. They are a very warm lead, basically, for your next program or product. So I've just simply put in a image here. Congratulations, you've now completed this course. And then we talk about what's next. So I just put in some possibilities here to think about. So number one, we'd love to get your feedback, leave a course rating and review. And right down here, you're going to find what's called a variable. You can copy this variable here, put it in here, and Thinkific will automatically grab the course review link for them to leave a review. Download your certificate here. So in this case, I've actually linked them to the part of their account on Thinkific where they can download their certificate. So if I look at preview the course here, and I go to my student portal, and I go up here to my account, and I go down here to certificates, this is the link here that I grab and I just put in here so that they can download their certificate. They just click on the link and it literally takes them over to the section of their student dashboard where they can download their certificate if you have one enabled. Number three, the next step. So first of all, we want them to review the course because you want to use that as social proof. If you're offering certificates, you want to give them the ability to download their certificate. And then the next step is, want to keep learning? Join the Course Creators Inner Circle. So this is our membership site, our community for novice course creators. You might have a different membership site. You're going to have some other product or service that you're going to move them into, ideally. And so that's what you want to put on here, move them into that next step. And then the other thing that you might want to do is let them know that they can actually earn money by telling others about this course. They've completed it. Hopefully they've gotten results or a transformation, whatever you promised, and they got. Hopefully they've received those benefits. And so they're likely to go out and tell other people about your course. Why not pay them to do that? It just to encourage them to open their mouths, right? So now I've got my link here to our affiliate application form or our affiliate page. So this is what's going to pop up. Let's just go to preview course again, and we'll see if we can get to the end of the course and see where the completion page is. Okay, so it's showing me that it is complete, but I've already done this course. So we'll just quickly run through a few lessons that I put in my test. Okay, so here is finally, because I have my reviews enabled on my course, it's told me I've completed it. What's next? I can click continue and I'm going to see the course completion page, or I can click here to leave a course review. So I'm just going to click continue. Well, because I've done this already, it's only going to show me the course completion page once. But basically, right within the course here, it's going to show me the course completion page right here as if it were a lesson. And so it's going to look basically like this and walk them through the steps. So this course completion page is a really, really vital step of the course. They've moved through, they've completed it, and now it's time to help them move on to the next thing. If you don't have another product, at least ask them to apply to become an affiliate. But ideally, you're moving them into a different product or service. So for those of you who just joined me, thank you for joining me. Please leave your comment or your name below. We're doing Thinkific Thursday, so I'm answering questions about the Thinkific platform. So feel free to drop your questions in the comment box below here. And today we're specifically looking at course completion. What happens when students complete your course? So we've just gone through this course progress and completion section of your course admin dashboard. The second thing that is going to be really important is that you are sending some kind of email backup to this. So you might have Thinkific integrated with your own ESP, MailChimp, Aweber, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, something like that. You might already have that integrated, in which case you're probably sending or wanting to send completion emails or a completion email sequence from your email marketing service provider. If they're not integrated, or you would prefer to send one completion email from Thinkific, then you have this option under notifications. So under support your students and notifications, you can create a course completion email. Now, remember, this will only go out if they've actually completed the course, meaning they've clicked the complete and continue button at the bottom of each lesson to show Thinkific, it's marked their progress as 100% completed, and then this completion email will go out to them. So basically I've really just recreated the course completion page in this email. If you want to have different information in here than what you've got on your course completion page, you can put in whatever you want here. But again, I just want to reiterate to them that I'd really like them to leave a course review, download their certificate, join our membership site, and apply to become an affiliate. Now, the one thing to keep in mind here is on your course completion page, this is the variable that you're using right here. As you can see, it's course.review_link. Now, when you're doing your course completion email, you've got your different variables under here, and it's different. So I can see that the course review link variable here is course underscore instead of course dot. So just make sure if you're copying from your course completion page into your course email that you're using the right variable in here, because it may be different depending on whether you're using it on an email, course completion page, etc. So this is the second part of it. You want to give them the course completion page, move them into the next steps. Then you also want to make sure that you send them a course completion email, and ideally get them on your master email list. Future courses that you might be promoting, content of yours, new YouTube videos, you want them now getting that continued information, tips, support, promos. They're primed. They've already bought from you. They're highly likely to purchase again if they've had results and transformations. So make sure that they're added then when they complete this to your master email list as well. Okay, so that's two things that you can do to help move them into action as completed course students, okay? The third thing you can do, so if I'm going back, I'm just going into my preview here of my course. So what I have done here is I've actually, in the very last lesson, I've got a what's next module, so I can walk them through these steps while they're still in the course. This is before they even get to the course completion page. And what I've done here is I've actually just dropped a link to our membership center with 100% discount. So when they enroll in this particular, again, this is just a test course, when they enroll in this test course and they get to the end of it, you want to give them incentive to do the next thing. So in this case, I've just created a coupon link for this course, and I put that coupon link in here. So without even leaving the course that they've currently completed, they can actually now sign up for the next course or the next product or the next service. Now you could put a link in here to your consulting services. You could put a link in here to your bookings, another course, a membership site. So whatever you want to move them into next, I actually just put it in a what's next section in my courses, so that without even leaving this course, they can sign up for the next thing. It's a prime time to catch them when they have completed this course, they've had success, they're excited about it, you've established your credibility, they trust you now, and now it's time to upsell them or move them into action, whatever that is going to be. So those are the three ways that I think are a great way to be able to move your students into action and taking the next step, as well as, you know, not forgetting about them. Once they bought from you, you've again established your trust, established your credibility, they've gotten results. Now they're excited. Now they want to do something more with you, hopefully. And so your job is to help them do that, to facilitate them to be able to do that. So if you have any questions, again, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I've got a comment here from Angel. How do you change the name where it says test course in the blue on top of the page? Oh, that's just your course name, Angel. So that's just in your settings piece here. Let's just go back here for a second. So in your, I'm just gonna not save that. In your basic settings here, under your settings, this is your course name. That's where your course name is gonna be. That's what's gonna show up across the platform as the course name and your course URL here. So anywhere that that course name would show up, that's where it is. So make sure when you name it that you don't sort of rename it down the road, because it will change and you may have it integrated in places. So once you publish it, it's a good idea to not change that name once it's published. So again, if you have any questions for my next Thinkific Thursday, which is happening next Thursday, and I'll put a reminder in the group or on the page as well, and send it out via email to let you know that we're going to go live next Thursday. If you have any questions specifically about the platform, where do I find things like that, I'd love to be able to answer those in next Thinkific Thursday's live session. Again, please share this video out. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next Thursday. Bye.